Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Table Throw Show, a weekly Dungeons and Dragons show from 8 till 9. It's a multimedia extravaganza, and today, players-wise, joining us, we have Emmy playing Athena, Krig playing Volatia, Rosie playing Pav, and Nia playing Kirin. We are missing Gina, who's currently else occupied. She usually plays Chim, and also Jacob, who is missing from the face of the earth. So he usually plays Uragath or Todd when he's not playing a side character. Right. After all that information, I'd say it's a good time for a recap, right?
Awesome.
So, we'll start off with you arriving basically to the new continent called Arendar. Upon arriving after the airship had kind of landed, you would all proceed to go into the dock area and have a look around, seeing these large vats being traded over, vats of water. Upon following this, Tia didn't come with you. She stayed on the boat. She seemed like she was a bit tired and wasn't quite sure, just felt a bit off. So you guys continued on, and you went to a bar named Oaks Creek. Looks like it was built out of wood. You don't see any trees about, you don't see any trees about. It's very barren. The few vegetation there is, it's like cacti and other sorts of plants. As you guys went into the bar, you were greeted by a barman who served you a strange drink. Sour with a sweet aftertaste, kind of an orange, but instead of it was red skin, and on the inside it was almost clear like a lime. After having the drink, you guys had just finished and you were ready to set off. So we'll get back into it there, and I just want to ask you, Craig, do you want Tia to come in now and kind of find her way there, or would you like to come in later? It's up to you.
Now it's fine.
Okay. So magically appears a familiar silhouette, but somehow different. You look and you can't quite put your finger on it, but Tia looks a bit strange. They definitely look a bit more... I can't really put it into words. You just know something's different. It's not necessarily obvious what it is, but it's there. And you all kind of greet her as she comes and joins your table.
Cool. So, shall we go find this stick?
How are we going to find a stick in a desert, says Chim.
Well, if there's not many trees, a stick will stand out.
But a stick, it could be buried. It could be in a building.
But it's not just the stick, right? It's magical.
It should be a magical stick. Right, Pav?
Sure. Yes.
Me and Pav
Most
think
likely.
so.
Yeah. Well, is there a way we have of tracking magic?
I probably have a spell for it, maybe. I don't know what
Sure.
spell she has ready, so I'm just gonna look real quick. Feel free to roleplay.
So what did I miss during my little... let's just call it rest?
Not much really. We found a new type of juice, and no one knows what stick we're looking for.
It seems near impossible.
That's about
to
it.
me.
Well, he wouldn't send us on an easy task, would he? We
No.
gave him enough trouble to prove that we are something of a force to be reckoned with.
Excuse me. The familiar voice of the barman kind of stands out. You say you're looking for something.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't
stick.
mean to. I don't mean to get involved in your affairs, but I too am looking for something, and I might be able to give you some help. Maybe if you can find my thing, it'll help you find yours as well. Your stick, as it were.
Yeah,
Well,
fire away.
I'm too excited to go on more fetch quests, but I suppose any help is appreciated.
Well, the thing I'm looking for is on the Driftwood rocks. It's just east of here. Sorry, it's just west of here. Never eat shredded wheat. It's just west of here. It's on the coast, and it gets its name because that's where a lot of ships crash. If you're looking for some kind of treasure or ornament, the stick may be there. I'm looking in particular for a locket, and he kind of pulls from a pouch. He kind of pulls a pouch off his belt, opens it up, and pulls out this golden locket. The chain itself is kind of gold, silvery, and there is a little kind of main window piece. It should look just like this. He looks down at it for a moment. If you could find it.
Is this of arcane or more sentimental value?
It's got no monetary value other than maybe melting down the gold, but more sentimental, I'd say. If you can't find it, don't worry. I've plenty gets lost at sea. He puts it away. Yeah, so maybe the stick you're looking for is there. I'd go there myself, although I'm worried there can be dangerous things there sometimes. Groups of harpies have started attacking incoming boats, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's where they were coming from, considering that's where most of the free food would be, so to speak. Anyway,
Yes.
I shall let you continue. Excuse me, I must go out back.
What's your name? Did we get your name last time?
No. My name's Stay. I will show you how that's
Nice.
spelled real quick.
I turn to Kirin and I go, how about a rematch with the harpies?
I'd rather not, but if I have to, sure.
Well, as I said, I'm not too keen on getting sidetracked, and
We've taken the harpies down before. We can do it again.
Who was
Whose
that?
voice is
Urgath.
that? Oh,
I can't.
Urga.
I wanted to make it gruffer than Jake's Urgath, but I just don't want to make it too different, so
Too
I
gruff.
can't.
Yeah.
It was kind of camp. And not that I'm against that, but
Well, you didn't fight the harpies before.
didn't he?
Huh?
No, the harpies. Did they attack the water rafts too?
No, we were fighting sea boys. Boys from the sea.
What's the difference between a sea boy and a
Urga.
harpy?
One's in the
Can't
sea,
do this.
mate.
Yeah, yes, no, I could deduce that myself. I
Right.
don't feel like the thing we're looking for will be there.
The rocks are our only lead, though. So how about we get him his thing on a string, and then we see whether he's got any more information after we've got his string thing.
I suppose. We did have something of a time limit, though, didn't we? Did we? This I don't remember.
You did have a
Well-
time limit.
And the boat leaves without us in a week.
They leave every week, though.
They leave every week and they're away for a fortnight. So they leave and then they'll be away for 2 weeks and then they'll be back.
Well, we only need to find the thing. We don't need to go back in time. We have the teleport bag. Teleport stone. Did we have any more information? We're not actually looking for a stick, right? It's a shard, isn't it?
staff. Chim chips in.
Yeah, like a piece of it.
Yeah, like a.
Yeah.
Could be like the head, the handle.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He didn't tell me.
Something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
You okay?
Me?
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's Emmy that's yawning.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, oops, sorry, I thought my mic was muted then.
Don't worry.
Oh,
Well, I suppose we could go for this then. It doesn't seem to be far off, so we might get some sort of extra boon for having gotten rid of harpies as well.
Yes, let's go.
Alright. So are you guys gonna exit the tavern then?
Yeah.
Okay. So the directions you were given was it's east of here. Sorry, west. Oh god. It's west to your current position. So it would be to your right. In front of, if you imagine, you guys kind of landed on the north side. So where the big walled city is, that's going to be the south. The left would be the east, and the right would be west. Awesome.
I like the idea that we start heading in the wrong direction for about a minute and then we realize our mistake.
Yes. Luckily you have Urgath, who's quite good at tracking, and even though he's not used to this place at all, somehow looks at the sun and goes, oh yeah. And you guys begin heading west. There is no defined path of any kind. As you guys walk, Chim kind of starts kicking the sand in boredom.
How warm is it?
That's a great point. So the rest of you, that being like Athena and all of you guys, it is so humid. Like just the air around you, nothing's refreshing. What you breathe in is like painfully hot almost. The sand itself is hard to touch. It's almost like burning hot. It feels like, and just everything's so like it feels like you're clustered in a warm ball. Nothing's nice, basically. The heat is awful. Tia, you feel like you're in the best blanket of all time. It's undescribable how comfortable you are in this environment habitat. The sun is there.
It's clear, the sun is shining.
Yeah.
Everything's good.
I mean, the sky is just a light blue and everything's well lit and it's so welcoming. And yes, you guys continue on up the west of the coast. After around, let me just look at my thing here. That's not helpful. Are you guys walking fast or slow?
Athena's walking very slowly, and she's complaining the entire time about how tired she is, and it's boiling.
Chim is on that boat too.
That raft.
On that raft too. So in about half an hour, you guys have... That's very slow. Oh no, never mind. In about half an hour, you guys have covered... That is very slow. You guys have covered about a mile. You've been enjoying the walk here, but the rest of them are fatigued, and especially Athena, who is already sleep fatigued, is now heat fatigued. So... Ooh, but that seems so mean. Simultaneously, it seems so fun. Everyone... Actually, no, that wouldn't be fair about making a check for it. Everyone make a constitution check.
Okay.
Do I
Everyone
get
be-
anything?
No, you don't. You've got resistance to heat.
Yeah.
So, you're fine.
Check or
Constitution.
saving throw?
Oh, saving throw, sorry. It would be a saving throw. Thank you very much for correcting me.
Oh wow, I have
16.
a bonus, but I got a 5 total.
Oh, you didn't need to
Never
roll.
mind.
You were good.
Oh well, I'm fine.
Good. I got a 9.
Okay.
I got 16. Woo.
So Urgath
And
seems to
you
be, like, kind of
Got a 21.
warding... Sorry, what was yours? Athena? Emily, sorry?
16.
16. So, like, Urgath and Athena seem to be kind of plowing through it. Kieran you haven't noticed at this point, but she's fine. She's found, like, this little gecko thing that's currently kind of in her arms.
Oh.
However, Pav, this is the worst. And you see that Chim is also agreeing with you on how the worst this is. And she has not shut up this entire time, and it's just made the heat worse. Both of you have 1 level of exhaustion, because it's just that hot. It's almost
Oh,
unbearable.
God. It's just bad. It's unpleasant. Hang on. Pencil. Yes.
I'm like looking at my spells, see, can I help out? And I'm like, I cannot help out. I have fire, 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 witch, bolt, sleep, fire.
Maybe fire would help in this. Oh god, I got a cat up here. Give me a second.
Okie dokie. So you guys carry on for about half an hour. You cover about a mile, more than a mile, just about a mile and a half, because that's incredibly slow walking speed. So you guys cover about a mile and a half. And it's at this point you start hearing the crashing of... Let me open up the sea real quick. The crashing of waves. It is very heavy. And you guys draw closer and closer, and the sandy kind of base layer begins to turn into a black, like a dark black rock, kind of bedrock, dark color, grainy kind of thing. And you come to what is basically a harbor, like a circular inland part with very, very rough and sharp cliffs, and there are lots of... In the sea below, just looking down, there's like a small little beach area with a cave, and then there's like spires of rocks coming from the ocean itself. And you see that there is driftwood from most likely fallen boats, which is washing ashore. You see that you can just tell by looking at it, the sea is quite shallow in this area. And on top of that, again, you see that there's like a chest on the beach, which is just kind of half dug into the sand. It looks like a mess. And you guys are about 40 feet up, looking down into this cliffy, sharp, rocky face, and it is pretty steep all the way around as well.
Just realised it's probably way too late to this now, but I just remembered that my walking speed is halved, so I think it's just there trudging along at the back. Very, very slow.
Alright. Then you would have... Oh no, that's your that's your battle speed.
Oh, phew.
Don't worry. I kind of accounted for that by giving you guys a slow movement speed. So, yeah.
Your unbattle speed is twice. You can run.
Yes!
Awesome. So,
I wanna turn to Uragath and ask if he can, notice any harpies immediately.
alright. So, you kind of ask him. He gives a polite nod and looks. And that would be... Let me check his character sheet. Uno momento. Oh god, this better not lag everything. Oh, it didn't. Fantastic. Oh, it did. There we go. His perception is +3. That was... Okay, 17.
I figure it could be nature if he could be nests or similar, but...
For a moment, he kind of crouches down onto his kind of one knee. He kind of... Mordio kind of flies off for a moment and kind of begins to scout the area while he takes a look at the beach, at the cliffs, at the cage. At the cage? At the cave. And he's looking around, he's trying to find something. Looking into the cave, it looks like something caught his eye. And then he looks to a rock face, and something else has also kind of caught his eye. He looks back. Movement in the cave. Something on the rocks. Can't tell what though.
Chim?
Let me remember
Yeah.
Gina's voice. Hello, Pav.
Do you still have locate object? Is that still something you've got up your sleeve? Or did you?
I don't know if I remembered it this morning. It's so hot, I want to die.
It's not even that bad. This is a mild day.
She looks at you. Her eyes are kind of squinting. It is that bad. She kind of... Oh, she goes onto her knees at this point. It's kind of
Oh.
panting, looking up into the distance.
Really, I don't see what all the fuss is about.
The weather.
It's
weather
very
is-
hot.
The weather is great.
Oh, hot.
Boiling.
Exactly. That's what makes it wonderful.
Mordia
I
returns.
turn to look at Tia,
Ooh.
and I go, Tia, you're made of a lot of fire. I am not made of fire. I'm made of flesh, and I'm melting.
I've just realised, could I grow something like really big to provide shade?
You could give it a go. That sounds very interesting.
Like
Are you?
palm leaves would be good for shade.
Yeah, you're gonna try like a whole tree might be difficult, but you could probably grow some like large leaf kind of things.
Okay.
I don't know what to make you roll for that. That's really interesting.
Oh, can you make some? Can you make some delicious aloe?
What would I make you roll?
I don't know, probably.
Nature or like just a spell check maybe?
Yeah, could you roll me a spell check, please, Nia?
How would one do that?
Oh, are you looking at your... Alright.
It's a roll plus your relevant modifier, which is wisdom for druid and your proficiency. So a d20 plus wisdom and proficiency. Yeah, Tia lies down and makes a sand angel. Except it's a sand devil because Tia has horns.
There is a beautiful sand devil. I mean, like, to everyone else, like, Urgath for a moment, like, kind of laughs and looks like he's about to join. Then he touches the sand and he's like, has to reflex away. Give it a second here. Did you add your wisdom onto that as well?
Yeah.
Alright.
And proficiency.
The music crashed. No, it didn't. It was me. Okay.
It would be plus 2 more, right? Because proficiency also.
So you got 14 basically. With that genius idea, you get an inspiration point, which I'll let you use at any session because that was really smart. You make leaves. You kind of make a parasol out of them. You're kind of doing this bit by bit, and it's almost like a parasol. It's quite large, about 5 foot across in diameter. But that is pretty large. But yeah, you kind of make this, and you don't have a handle for it yet. But again, it does provide some shade from the heat, and if you want, you could help Jim and Pav with it.
Yeah, I don't really need it as much, so...
Alright, so you kind of put it over them, and do you accept it? I mean, Jim is actually just staring off into the distance. She sees a McDonald's or something. She's having a mirage. But yeah, Jim is just kind of staring off. So yeah, you give it to Pav.
Yes. And I drag Jim under the shade as well.
Alright. Jim is still staring off into the distance because I can't figure out what to do with Gina's character yet. That was really clever, by the way, Nia. Good job.
Thanks.
So, what do you guys like to do? You see the task ahead of you. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Mordia returned, spoke to Urgath, and he kind of lets you know that there is indeed no kind of hostile... at least within the 500 feet, there's no hostile enemies, basically. Or around this bay, I should say.
Well, should we try to get down these cliffs first of all, maybe?
Yeah, it'll be more sheltered in the cave.
I will be frank and say that I'm not good at climbing. So if we can try to avoid that, or maybe help me...
We could always jump, says
We are
Urgath.
not jumping. That is suicide.
I mean, I'm very, very good at climbing. I can give you a hand.
I
I
think
have
probably trust Pav more with that.
I have 50 foot of rope. How about
I also have some rope.
you abseil? You abseil.
Yeah,
My
that
strength keeps you up and stops you falling while you abseil.
that
How about that?
sounds probably fine.
How long was the rope, did you say, by the way?
Yeah.
30?
50 foot.
50 foot. Ooh,
And Tia's got some rope.
Yeah,
And
Oh,
Chim's
wow,
got some rope, though I don't know how much.
that's
So, like,
fine.
if it's not far enough, we can tie all this rope together.
Yeah.
Are you
Wait,
gonna
I think I might have 49 feet of rope, actually. I think I gave a foot away.
that's very
Wait,
particular.
a foot
Yeah, as a gift
for who?
for a foot of me, not my own foot.
Okay.
I need those.
All right. So, all right. After gaining composure, are you gonna try? How are you gonna try? So, if you're gonna try hold them up, that's fine. I would say you wouldn't have to make a strength check for anyone other than Uragaf and possibly Kirin. Actually,
You said Tia's gotten taller. I'm not saying that I want to do a strength test, but
I want to do more strength checks.
I could.
Tia has gotten, not necessarily taller, but
No,
changed
not
physically.
Okay.
Tia's
Well, as
probably
long-
not changed much in weight, actually. It's not been that much.
Yeah, as long as their bones haven't turned to lead, then I think.
No.
What's
Tia's also pretty skinny, still from jail, so...
I mean, Pav, you're pretty much strong enough to upsell anyone down. I'm just thinking possibly Uragaf, maybe Kirin, but I don't know if I'm going to be that mean. So I'll just have you roll one strength check,
Okay.
and
Ooh,
that'll go for everybody.
right. I think I could add some proficiency bonuses onto this.
living in fear right now.
Okay. So it's a 16?
Well, wait. Can't someone assist you? Because we're only doing one person at a time.
Mm.
That would give you advantage on the roll.
Okay, sure. Let's. Origaf is probably strongest after me.
But
Right.
also heaviest. So you
Also
ideally
heaviest.
want someone who's light but strong. Because then
Us?
you would... Wait, how are you gonna get down?
Jump.
That's a bad idea.
Yes. Uragaf looks at you and gives you a stern thumbs up.
Ugh.
Does Athena have secret vampire strength?
I actually don't know.
First off, you don't know about the vampirism, but Athena,
No,
you...
I'm not, this is me asking
Yeah.
DM.
Okay.
Yeah,
This
I'm
is
asking
Rosemary
DM as well,
asking
do
DM.
I?
Athena does not have any strength modifier, which is positive, as she currently is.
Yeah, I
Okay,
currently only
chill.
have +1 strength. Like.
Yeah, I have -2. That's why I need help with this.
Okay, I'll
Well, just-
I'll jump down
I
as
was gonna
well.
say, does
I'll
Chim just
scramble
want
down.
advantage, and then I'll just
Yeah. Pav and Chim could just do it.
yeah
I should have done that in a
Cool.
roleplay voice, really, shouldn't I?
yeah. Right,
Pav-
let's go.
Pav snapped you for a second. I'll do it. Alright. So, everyone begins to upsell down. I assume you're not going into the waters and you're actually getting onto the beach, because that would make logical sense.
Yeah,
Yes.
and because it's Tia, there's no way.
Okay, alright.
No touchy the water.
Ooh,
Okay. Awesome. So, everyone makes it down. Who wants to go down first? Just out of interest?
I think I would like to do that.
Okay. So you go down first, and it's awkward. This kind of thing isn't something you've done, and because of the uneven nature and the sharp, jagged nature of the cliffs, it doesn't make it any easier, but without any roll checks, because there is two people holding up the rope, and it's simple enough, you do slowly make your way down to the bottom. And there is quite a lot of rope left. There's about 10 foot of rope left, since they were about 40 feet big. Followed by Uragaf, I guess Athena or Kirin, whoever wants to go next, doesn't really matter at this point. And then it comes to Pav and Shim, I believe. Yes, I didn't miss anyone. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Shim
I'll
goes
lower
down,
Shim down.
gives you a thumbs up before slowly descending down. And now it is you, 40 feet above the sand. Everyone else is safely.
If I rock climb, would that be athletics?
Indeed, it would.
To rock climb down, because anything that involves jumping, I am not good at.
Oh dear, I wonder if that's because it's athletics. But
No,
yes.
athletics is on strength.
So there, not athletics, acrobatics. There.
Yeah. Which is
You
not
could
on.
just cannonball, I guess, but that's probably not a good idea.
I'm gonna rock climb down. It's true. I've got it. Is there anything I can tie the rope to at the top so we've got a quick way of getting up if we need to?
Ooh, that's interesting. Give me a second. I will roll for that and see if the dice is a dick or not. Well, as it turns out, the dice isn't
Roll
a
the
dick.
tree.
There isn't a tree, but there is, like, I want to call it a cactus, but it's almost dried out and is like it's kind of like a tree, except it's a dried out cactus.
Cactree.
Yes. So as you pull on it, it doesn't move, and as you put a bit more weight onto it, kind of leaning back, it doesn't really shift. It shifts a little bit, but you imagine that it's quite sturdy and strong, especially for the lighter members of the group.
Okay, cool. And then I'm gonna time a rock.
I would just note that as she's doing this, the rope isn't exactly is about 5 feet above the actual ground now. It's not touching the floor. It's actually hanging.
I'm gonna rock climb down.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that.
I bust out my rope and tie it onto the other rope, I suppose.
It's not that it's not long enough
No,
that people
yeah,
can't.
I
It's
guess
just
that's
more
not
like
needed.
if you're
It's a
4
little
foot
bit-
high, you have to reach
yeah.
up basically.
So if you're Chim.
If you're Chim, you're gonna need a little boost. Alright, so you're gonna rock climb. Could you roll?
Did we get the panther with us? Because we keep forgetting about that.
Oh yeah, can I lower the panther down first?
I still have no idea where my cat is.
You
I
don't.
want a friend.
You can. I mean, it's very awkward. I'd imagine that Urgaf would have to help Claw get down. Mordio mocking, of course. You guys can't understand, but Urgaf looks quite annoyed at his owl.
Which means he is delighted.
Yes. It is a pretty great sight watching a man speak owl to an owl who is also speaking owl, slightly louder than he is. And you've never heard an owl laugh, but if you did, woohoo! So yeah, you climb down. Could you make me a roll, please? Please.
Okay. On athletics, right?
Athletics.
Good luck.
Okay, 17 plus 6, and then I'm proficient, so
Very good.
25.
It is incredible. It's not rock climbing as much as it is just kind of jumping from ledge to ledge. Like every sharp bit she can. Pav is lightning fast getting down and kind of turns around to face you all, smiling. You guys witnessed something very impressive, not too dissimilar from the feat that Athena pulled when you first met her to the original party members. So that's Tia and Nia. Tia and Kieran.
Well, I like the first one. Tia and Nia.
It works.
The Ia duo.
Awesome.
Alright.
So you guys are on the sand. The sun's still heavy and hard, except the ocean kind of has a breeze along with it as the waves come. And it's, for those who are not used to the heat, like Tia is, it's a lot more cool. And the aid of the the kind of parasol thing that Nia has made means that those who... So actually, both of you will lose your exhaustion because it's kind of cooled down. Actually, no, never mind. If you take a short rest, you will. If you sit down for a bit, basically. So that's up to you guys if you do that or not. You still see this chest, which is half sunken in to the sand, and you also see that there is very hidden, but Orogaf kind of points it out. There's like this. I wouldn't call it a strong box as much as it is a storage box, which is kind of trapped in a sharp rock just above the cave entrance. The cave itself is pitch black.
Well, I want to go check out the treasure chest.
Okay. So it is
Okay.
kind of wedged into the sand as you approach it.
I kick it a little bit.
As you kick it, it doesn't. It feels like if you were like barefoot and kicked it. Oh wait, you are barefoot, but you have raptor feet.
No, but not yeah, like gently, not any force. Tia knows they won't be able to get it out. Just kind of, seeing how firmly stuck it is.
It makes kind of a collision sound, I guess, of raptor feet on wood. It kind of
wait.
makes a.
It's wood?
It's kind of got metal adornings around it, but the main hull of the chest is wood.
Can I gently try to burn a hole around some part of it?
Ooh, if you want to burn a hole, how would you? Are you just gonna try and cast some fire and then use the heat to?
I'll use flaming grasp.
Ooh, okay.
That makes my hands fire and it's not too, explosive.
So your fire works very easily around here. Surprisingly, getting the magic for something, getting heat magic basically, and heating up the air isn't too difficult. So yes, you can give it a go. Can you roll me I guess it's Arcana to see how well you can control it, and since that is intelligence anyway, how you're going to use it.
17.
I would set the DC to be. So you do try, and it feels like it starts to. It's not surgery. It's not surgery pristine. You have kind of more burnt a hole in the side of the chest more than you have kind of cut one with flame. But at the same time, you have cut a hole in the chest, and you look in. It's half filled with sand, but you don't really see anything else unless you would like to investigate. Then you could look further.
Oh, sure, yeah. I'm committed to this. I'll investigate. I got
Awesome.
dark vision as well, so. Does that mean investigation roll?
Yes, sorry,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, no.
Yeah.
17 again.
It's a great number for you. So yes, you look around, and you're kind of scooping the sand out. And as you're scooping, I assume you don't mind how much time you spend. You're not too bothered. You're just kind of getting all the sand out the way.
Yeah.
Okay. So with about 5 minutes, the rest of you standing around talking, you manage to basically end up to a point where there is a. Let me roll for this.
Oh.
I know, I have roll tables and everything. It's awesome. Where's my D12? That'd be funny if it was that one, wouldn't it?
I don't like when the DM says things like that.
Number 2 just says body. No, you find you find a piece of paper. Blah blah blah. A piece of paper. On it is blue ink, and it is written in what language? Great question, DM. It is written in Draconic, which I believe you can speak.
Absolutely.
So you read the Draconic, and the message basically looks like a diary entry, but it's talking about seeing someone, and the Draconic is the strange part because it's not really used outside of Draconic cities, and most of the kind of traveling cities are the coastal ones, which mainly are common-based creatures. But it is written in Draconic, and the message kind of talks about seeing somebody who they haven't seen in a long time. There is mention of some kind of item that they have in their possession, as well as what looks like almost a plot saying we'll get it. And then there's like a date which is kind of blurred off for ease of my sake, considering this was a random roll-up.
Yeah.
But yes, it talks about an item of some kind, and there almost seems to be a plot going on. So yes.
I relay this information to everyone else.
Alright. Urgaf kind of nods his head and thinks for a moment, and then his head hurts from thinking, so he looks back up. Chim looks at Pav, looks at the floor, looks at Pav.
Pav is not even going to try thinking.
Alright. Chim begins to think as well. Okay, so again, as you kind of relay it, I'm not going to give a word for word because I don't have a word for word.
No, that's fine.
But yeah, you kind of relay this information. There's this sinister tone to it, which you don't realize, because Draconic is quite a strange language. You have to read it out in a sinister tone, you realize, because of the grammar of Draconic and the arcane language itself. So yeah.
Yeah, I put the paper in my bag, which I assume I have.
Yeah, you'll have like a satchel thing.
Yeah.
I will, if you want, I'll actually write that up for you so you can see what it looks like and stuff. Be cool.
Yeah.
So everybody, you're kind of standing here right now after searching the chest, which now has a burnt hole in the side. You kind of, the cave draws your attention. There is noises coming from the cave. Kind of, I don't want to say scurrying noises, but definitely movement, as Orgaf previously stated.
Does this count as a short rest? Is that how long is a short rest?
I'd say a short rest can be 10 minutes to half an hour, depending on the situation.
Because then I feel it would be wise for the rest of them to take a short rest after this little athletic endeavor.
Okie dokie. If the party is chill with that, you can all take a short rest.
Yeah.
Under the palm.
Alright, so that's where we'll end today's session then, on this short rest, so everyone can have their exhaustion gone. Other than Athena, you still have your sleep exhaustion. They were suffering from heat exhaustion, so.
Yay! Yay for exhaustion!
Awesome. So.
Yeah, because heat exhaustion is no joke.
It isn't.
It's
Heat
super
exhaustion.
intense.
I ended up throwing up 3 times as the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra played.
That's a great story to end it on. So thank you anybody who watched it to this far. I hope it's interesting. If there's anything we can do to improve, obviously comment. But yeah, hopefully there should be more people next session. Jacob will hopefully reappear magically, as well as oh my
was
god,
great.
Gino. Yeah.
No.
So yeah,
We're gonna buy G a mic. We're gonna make a mic out of spaghetti, and we're gonna
Watch him fund.
support us on Patreon.
down.
Right. So
We don't have a
we don't. That's the joke. All right. Thank you everyone for watching, and hopefully we will see you in the next episode. All right. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.